Hi, Tim.
Hi, Jacques.
Yeah. Historically, when companies have had multiple sites, there's been complexity in connecting those sites to share resources and information without going through to their ISP. Is that currently the most effective way to do things?
We don't think so in the majority of cases. As the workloads move from a traditional headquarters premise-based workload to a public cloud workload, there's a case to be made against providing direct internet access to each of the branches. I think it's a bit of a history lesson there. We've created essentially two large networks. One is the internet, which historically was used for Netflix and non-business critical traffic, and then a private WAN network that each service provider has created independently. And creating those two networks is very costly, not just for the enterprise to use, but for the service provider themselves to maintain. So it makes sense as a networking community to move that together and get the most cost-effective solution possible. And that's why there are many technologies that are being invented and created to better utilize an internet connection.
Okay, so what's a better way to do that?
Well, let me show you on the diagram. If we look at a traditional MPLS-based private WAN, we've got, let's say, a branch office here, branch 1 and branch 2. Connecting to the headquarters right here, HQ. And headquarters has a data center with workload here. Now, historically, as branch 1 needed to access their data, they would send their data through the private MPLS cloud back over here to the workload and back to branch 1. No problem there. Branch 2, similar thing, send their data right through the private MPLS-based network to the workload here. Now the issue is, or the opportunity is, as this workload moves from being connected directly at headquarters to being connected in a public cloud environment off the internet, public cloud, using the same architecture to get data from branch 1 to the public cloud, the traffic would have to flow through, to headquarters and then back out around, back through the internet to public cloud. And that's not ideal. It's something we call tromboning, where the traffic, instead of going directly to its destination, flows through a third-party point and back out. Now, an option we have now in modern networks is to create a direct connection from every branch straight to the internet, so that traffic, when it flows, instead of flowing through headquarters, can go direct to the public cloud, if that's what the security policy dictates.
Okay. So what are some of the additional benefits of shifting to that model?
There are a few benefits. One, of course, undoubtedly is cost. You save a lot of money by using internet links rather than a private WAN, which is relatively costly. Another is speed of deployment or speed of changes. When you use a private WAN, you're entirely dependent on your service provider to change bandwidth, for example, or add a new site, or even delete a site. And that can cause delays in the business that are unacceptable. When you have direct internet connections, you potentially control the whole thing end to end and aren't required to notify the service provider when you make changes to the network. So the flexibility there, I think, is a big benefit. And then finally, that tromboning, the lack of tromboning, allows you to substantially diminish or make smaller the internet connection at the headquarters, so that you don't have to have such a large pipe at headquarters when you don't need that anymore.
Yeah, terrific. What other additional values do you see this type of network would bring to the customer?
Well, when you think about it, I think direct access to the cloud is a big benefit. One of the key challenges, though, to rolling out a network like this is the operational challenge of connecting all of the branch sites to headquarters and even to each other. So Juniper products automate that by using an automatic VPN feature. So they find each other, they make the connections from the branch to headquarters, and they even, if you want to, make branch-to-branch connections. And that all happens through secure tunnels that can flow directly over the internet.
Fantastic. Thanks for the insight.
Thank you.